Arvind. Our annual Energy Conservation Day, the program revolves around key themes. These are aligned with the global landscape, so we are a multinational with Indian roots, and we take pride in saying that, and with the industry priorities. On this day, it's imperative to recognize the pivotal role that steam energy conservation plays in the safe, smooth operations of the industries, and we also have to focus on the need to conserve steam energy. Conservation of steam energy isn't just a duty, it's a commitment towards securing our future. Optimizing steam usage enhances operational efficiency, minimizes downtime, and helps extend the lifespan of equipment, thereby improving the overall sustainability and profitability of the industrial processes. Embracing steam energy conservation practices is not about just being there, but innovating and ensuring that we are on the path of progress. It's about integrating renewable energy resources, adopting eco-friendly technologies that not only reduce green gas emissions associated with energy production, but also reduces operational costs. When it comes to steam energy conservation, every action counts, whether it's the small steps like arresting leakages, upgrading equipment, or promoting awareness amongst peers to move away from capturing episodic data to more interactive data. These steps collectively create a substantial impact on our energy conservation endeavors. Every year, as a part of our annual Energy Conservation Day program, we acknowledge companies and their dedicated teams for their exceptional contributions through our Energy Savings Champions Awards. These teams often operate behind the scenes, ensuring the seamless operation of their plants while making a positive impact on the bottom line and reducing the impact on environment. Last year, we concentrated on energy costs and sustainability, addressing the significant challenges posed to the industry due to fuel shortages and the subsequent surge in energy costs. The winning entries of last year highlighted companies that demonstrated outstanding achievements in energy cost reduction and sustainability. Keeping in mind the pressing need and growing emphasis that industrial growth need not be at the expense of environment, this year's theme focuses on energy conservation and sustainability with specific impact the organizations are doing to really look at a greener environment. Plants, regardless of their size, are facing mounting pressure to adopt sustainable manufacturing and operating practices, reduce CO2 emissions, water consumption, and effluent discharge. During the selection process for this year's Energy Conservation Awards, we went beyond fuel savings, placing equal emphasis on the reduction of the plant's environmental footprint and its impact on process efficiency. Out of numerous entries this year, we identified the winners in the following categories: Best Managed Steam System, Process and Energy Efficiency with Impact on Environment, Energy Conservation with Impact on Environment, Small Steps, Big Impact, and Best Energy Conservation Project with Environment Impact. On this day, let us pledge that we be stewards of sustainable practices to safeguard our resources for future generations. Let our efforts not merely be confined to this day, but let them resonate in our everyday actions, leading us towards a greener and more sustainable future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vaibhav. I now request Mr. Vimal Katiyar to give us the keynote address. Mr. Vimal Katiyar has over 30 years of experience in the FMCG and chemicals domain. He is the Senior Vice President Operations, Varun Beverages Limited, where he leads the safety transformation and energy initiatives, and is also responsible for managing manufacturing operations for the West Zone, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Gujarat, and Goa, comprising 9 plants. Mr. Katyar has also worked with Perfetti von Melle as Director Manufacturing and Engineering, driving the manufacturing operations in India and Sri Lanka. He headed the operations function for the Business Transformation Project in partnership with BCG, which was aimed at profitable and sustainable growth, and transformed manufacturing operations by setting up manufacturing excellence tools, delivering substantial addition to the bottom line, increase in productivity, and elimination of waste. Mr. Katyar has also worked as the Vice President Concentrate Operations and Vice President Plant Operations at PepsiCo. He has led full cross-functional teams and served in a variety of leadership roles in functional strategy and innovation. Welcome, Mr. Katyar.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks to the Forbes team for having me here. So I'll try to put my thoughts in two parts. One, what we are doing at Varun Beverages, and the second part is as an industry, what are the challenges that we are facing. So at Varun Beverages, a couple of years back, when we became public limited company, this whole ESG thing became very big, and everybody knows today that ESG is becoming bigger and bigger every day, and that is where we thought how can we create an impact there, and not only because of ESG, but also all the energy conservation methods that we use is going to make a business case for us. Now, every time you talk about energy, you think, what else can be done? So when we started thinking, we said, okay, let's divide it into two parts. One is all the talk that is happening on the green energy, and the second part is to how can we save energy. So we have two verticals now within our organization, which is how can we leverage the green energy, which is about solar and wind energy and things like that. So what we've gone ahead in those states where the state laws and the regulations are favoring us, we have gone ahead and partnered to have open access and have green energy as part of solar energy, and we have formed an equity vehicle with them. So that's working very well for us in Maharashtra, where my operations are also there. And where it did not, we went ahead and put up solar panels for our own plant. So as an organization, I would say our aim is to have almost say 15-20% of our total energy consumption, all India, I'm saying, to come from green sources, renewable energy sources. And we're very much there. I mean, by the end of 24, I think we should be there, and people can visit our website and they can see what all we are doing in the ESG domain. Now, coming to the second part, which is more about how can we reduce energy consumption. Now, we all know, every now and then we find the various technology advancement that comes up. People claim that this is the amount of energy that you can save, etc., etc. To an extent, that also possible, and we do that. Now, I'll share a small 3 slides presentation, if that is okay. So, what we thought as to how can we proceed on the second part, which is how do we reduce energy conservation. So we said, okay, let's first understand in our own operations, what is the waste heat that goes to the environment? So whether it is through cooling towers, whether it is flue gases going to the environment, or a lot of heat exchange that happens, which just gets wasted. So what can we do? Like in the HP compressors, in the ammonia compressors, we all know, HP compressors, and we operate a lot of heat of compression is generated, and all that goes to the cooling towers. Similarly, in the refrigeration compressor, a lot of heat of ammonia compression gets generated. And then, of course, is that how can we leverage the technological advancement, and how do we standardize operation? Now, that's a big part of it, because an organization like us, which has almost 35-40 plants across India, how do we standardize those operations? So some plants are doing something, some plants are doing something. How can we have the discipline of operations so that we choose 1 or 2 plants which are of similar nature? We benchmark the energy conservation in a metrics, like for example, for us, we measure energy in terms of literage of beverage that is produced. And how can we then replicate those things in so that the last part is actually very big, and we're still working on how to go about doing that. So what we said, okay, the heat recovery. Let's take the compressor. So all the water that is going to the cooling tower exchanging heat. What part of that water can we actually heat and use that hot water in our system? Like for example, we can use that water as a makeup water for our boiler. We can use part of that water for our process areas. And similarly for the ammonia refrigeration compressors. So we piloted this in couple of plants, and now we are going pan India doing this. Incidentally, some of the regular manufacturers, they have now started giving this as a solution, which is when you buy the compressor, they give it as a new compressor, as a new full skid which comes with these heat recoveries. So that has also helped us. So the new plants that are coming up in our organization, we have started buying these things. Similarly, in the technological advancement, we keep on visiting various conferences, seminars, and try to find out what is coming up new. So like one of the ideas that we picked up was that now the HP compressors are coming directly coupled and with IE5 motors. The claim is that they are going to be 3% more efficient. So in our new plants now, we are ordering that kind of a compressor from a company called ABC. We heard a lot about adiabatic cooling tower, so we started working on that, and so we are progressing pretty much well on the adiabatic cooling tower. And it's a very exciting proposition, not only for energy saving but also for those places where water is a constraint. And I said in the final one, which is about operational optimization, we are now, forming a bench for our various operations as to how do we condensate recovery. For example, Forbes has been helping us doing that. Every year we do something in some plant, and then we find that it started from a say a low level of 50-55%, goes up to as high as 80-85%. After 2 years it again comes down. So those are another challenges that we face, and I'm working separately differently on that, and I'll speak briefly as to what perhaps can be done so that those challenges can be mitigated. Air distribution system, and we use huge amount of air in our operations. And what we found was that a large part of air was getting leaked. And since there was no benchmark as to how much air is needed for blowing operations, for which kind of blow molders, we never knew actually what is the kind of money or what kind of leakages that are happening. So what we did was we formulated a full SOP as to how can you go about doing that, how do you establish benchmarks, how do you talk to the OEMs, and they provide us to for a particular pack size what kind of energy is needed, what kind of air is needed, and then you start and very good results that have come up. In one of the plants, the energy consumption actually went down by almost 12% for that particular operation. So, that is one. Then a new idea came up as to when we do CIP, we do a lot of CIP, cleaning in place, we call it, where we use hot chemicals and hot water for treating. So we spoke to our partners and said, can we have chemicals which don't need heat, which we can do at ambient temperatures. And so we piloted that, and we found that, for some of our operations, we can actually use that idea and go ahead and do the cleaning in place by using cold chemicals. So this was just a snapshot as to what we are doing, and this is diagrammatic when I said about getting heat from our the waste heat that we can get from our compressors. So earlier everything was going to cooling tower. Now what we have done, we have formed two systems, two circuits, where part of the water is heated up to almost 85 degrees, and that water can be used either as a boiler feed water or can be used in some other operations. So that is the concept that we use in Varun Beverages, that you use those individual levers. Now, the challenges that we face as the industry is that, what kind of goals can we set up? It's a very difficult task, because every year we start working on something and something else comes up. What is the benchmark? How do we, benchmark ourselves? Because every industry is different. Every, organization is different. So that is something which we're trying to find out. I don't know who can help us. If some kind of benchmark is available as an industry as to what per liter or per case or per ton for various industries, what is the benchmark worldwide, so we can at least have some visibility as to what is the potential that lies. So we are trying to work that out with our some of our partners. The other problem is that, as I said, like for condensate recovery or for that matter, any other initiative that we take, how do you ensure that that gets embedded as a routine, as a part of your daily operations? I think the way that we have found out and we are working on that as a lever is that digitize the whole thing. Because today, something happens, we get the gains, we lose track as to whether those gains have been sustained or not, whether you're getting those gains after 1 year or not. If you have a very highly customized digitized platform which keeps on giving you push notification as to this is what your energy consumption was, this is what your benchmarks were, and this is where you're heading to, I think that will always keep things in perspective and make it remotely accessible. So recently when we made one pilot in one of the plants where we were trying to lower our operations, what we did, we put it on the cloud, and we were able to see what is happening in that plant even remotely. So if something is going wrong somewhere, there is a governance mechanism which says, okay, this is what is happening and this is not right. So I think while a lot of people are coming up in this area of digitizing operations, I think there's still a long way to go where these platforms and these digitization programs are well customized and serve the need of the customer. So that's all I had. I mean, these are my initial thoughts. I thought let me share with the general audience. So thanks everybody. Thanks folks for having me here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Katyar. That was very insightful. Thank you for sharing with us some of the steps and measures that your plant that are taken at your plant towards energy saving and sustainability. I would, yeah, if are there any, I could open this up to questions. If anyone has any questions that you would like to ask Mr. Katyar, yeah, either from here or even to all those who are there with us online. Anything? Okay, sure. So then we'll take this forward. I'd like to invite Mukund Deshpande, Head Key Account Management and Corporate Marketing, to announce the winners, and Dr. Naushad Forbes, our co-chairman, to felicitate the awardees, please.
Morning, everyone. Tells me that I have to wait for a couple of minutes because some of the winners are just running here through our traffic. But I think I'll announce them in the end, maybe. Yeah. Thank you very much for coming here. And then I'm tempted to announce the Forbes Marshall Oscars, but anyway, I'll leave it to Forbes Marshall Encon Awards. So like last year, this year also we had an overwhelming response. In fact, much higher than what we had last year. This year we had about 26 different companies presenting different industries, giving in their nomination from India, and then about 15 of them, again representing different countries, different industries and different countries participating in this Encon Awards from our international territories. So, in that way, I think this is something which had a much higher response. And then one thing which we also took a pride, and then pride to everyone, is that some of them were repeat ones who actually had the nomination filled up last year, and then they filled up the nomination this year too. Incidentally, one of them actually won it again. Right, we'll come to that, when we announce the winners. And then when we were evaluating these nominees and then the entries, I think we got stuck in actually deciding whose is the best managed team system. And then, we tried to apply all the cricketing and football methodology to come to a single winner, but we couldn't. Then we finally decided that, okay, we'll have 3 winners for basically a best managed team system in India. And then also there are winners from the international territories also. So that's how it's been quite interesting. Vaibhav mentioned about the categories of these awards in the beginning. So I'll take you through one by one. And then this is something, I think, the fact that, one of the striking thing which came out from this particular award thing was the kind of detailing people have done. So we were actually asking question as to how did this particular project got conceived first, and then how did they manage it. So I think people had a very elaborate, steps which they mentioned in their nominations. And then also there one on basically how do you sustain it was another question. I think very, very interesting answers from each one of you who are representing as winners here, and then people who have sent their nomination. There are very interesting aspects about how they intend to sustain these savings in a coming year. So I think that's something which we can save it for another day, but they were quite interesting, and we can hear it from some of the winners about their plans to do it. So before I commence with an award, actual awards, I just want to put a small 90-second clip on the snapshot of these entries. Give one round of applause for all the entries. So, Noshad, if you can come, and then we can announce the, yes. So we'll start with the first category of awards, which is basically the best managed steam system. The route taken by them is energy audit. They eventually saved about 30 tons of steam through many different things, including the heat recoveries and simple things like condensate recovery, steam trapping, and the other measures. So I would like to invite Mr. Soni and then Mr. Kawat from Grasim Industries to come and accept the award. If you can turn this way. Can I ask Mehul to join for the next set of awards? So the next set of, this is one of those three winners to whom we couldn't apply the rules to separate them. So the second in the same line for the best managed steam system is Renecon, which is basically a Renatos Procon. And then by implementing the best design, I think they could actually reduce about 25% steam in their third plant, which is an amazing effort by the team. And then congratulations. So may I ask Prem to just join for the next set of awards? Yes. So in the same category again, there is another customer of us, and then the people who have done a tremendous amount of work, and we have the engineer also who has been helping them for a while. And then I think the whole ecosystem of Forbes Marshall is here who have helped them. And then for the cooperation which we have been having, may I request people from SRG Apparels to come and then accept the award for the best managed steam system. Thank you. I will save this award for the team to actually who are rushing in here. I'll save this award a little later, and then before that I come to a next set of award, which is basically the process and energy efficiency with an impact on environment. These are the people who have been there with us for many, many years since they started making the insulin. And then they have been a constant, partnership with us for many things. They were the one who were there for the nomination last year and won it. And then we are pleased to announce that Sheetal and his team are here, and then they won it again. This is for the best process and energy efficiency with impact on environment. The huge amount of impact which they had. They will talk about it a little later when it comes to how they did it. Sheetal and... Sorry. Okay, so the next set of awards is basically, again. This is something which is, this particular customer or the steam user, the moment we take their name, we feel like they're into a business of fertilizers or chemicals and things like that, but they aren't. They are actually known as chemicals, but do a very entirely different things and into the FMCG segment. Can I call upon the team from Tata Chemicals to come and accept the award for the process and energy efficiency with an impact on environment? They are the people who have done many, many variety of things in the plant, right from heat pumps to the to some of the areas in process heat recovery and condenser recovery factor and steam trapping, as basic as that. I think they are the people have tremendous amount of steam being saved through various energy conservation measures. So may I request a team from Tata Chemicals to come and accept the awards, please. All right. So I've kept deliberately one award is to come and then accept it later. So whenever he's here, then we can announce that. Moving on to our international territory. Can we have them online? If they are there online? Yeah, they're online. Okay. Maybe we'll hand it over virtually now and then physically later, these awards. So this is basically a paper plant from Indonesia. Can we put on the visual? Yes. They are the ones who had done various things on their paper machines over the last 2 years. A tremendous amount of steam reduction over the years, which is coming to almost 40% steam reduction, and then 60% reduction in the rejection itself in the paper output. I think this is something which has been a real case study, the way they have gone about having this particular ENCON projects and sustained it over the years. And then may I request people from Dayasa area paper plants, if they are there, to come on the screen.
Yes, hi. Yes, Harsh, do you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, and other guests for the energy conservation 2023. So for the Dayasa, we are the paper making company, which is the operated 3 years, and there are a lot of the project for the energy saving. So as you know that the energy cost is the most portion of the paper's production process. So we starting this project for the saving projects to reduce our steam consumption in the paper PM2 and PM3. So thank you very much to having ask us to join this conversions 2023 celebration, and we keep our collective effort for our project in the future. Yes, thank you very much.
So next set of awards for our international partners is basically a best ENCON project with an environmental impact. Yes. They are from Coca-Cola, Malaysia. And then here is the plant where I think, again, the route taken was a survey by Forbes engineers, Forbes Marshall engineers, which eventually resulted into a 40% increase in the condensate recovery, and most importantly, the 35% improvement in the liters per liter of fuel, which is basically the specific fuel consumption, the way they measure in the Coke plants. So I think congratulations to the team from Coca-Cola Malaysia. And then if we can have them on screen. I think you're muted.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you for the invitation, and myself here together with my team. We are from Coca-Cola Bottlers Malaysia, and on behalf of us, thank you for the project initiative and so successfully implemented in our plant. So again, kudos to Fort Marshall and and Vivek particularly. So basically, just to emphasize on this project, for all this while, our boiler system in terms of the feed water to our system basically hovering at 5,000 to 6,000 meter cubic per month. So after we have implemented this successful project, amazing and fantastic result for the last few months, for the last quarter, basically our monthly consumption for feed water definitely reduced even below to 2,000 meter cubic per month. So it's a drastic change, definitely one of the big achievement in our plant. And again, and sometimes also we have also to answer to the final because why our energy, so water as well as gas reduce slightly, very huge reduction. So again, there are a few other opportunity in the plant, which is, for example, like we want to implement a centralized boiler in the factory. So looking forward for more engagement with the Fort Marshall. Thank you, team.
Thanks. So he was almost to come here to accept the awards physically, but couldn't get a visa. I think he got his visa just last night. So, nevertheless, so we will move on to our friends from Sri Lanka who are here, and then they are from basically the global rubber industry. We have been associated with from long years, and there are many people in the audience who know about them. PC and then Ritu. They have been meeting them, and then there are a lot of cooperation which happens between Forbes Marshall and then Global Rubber. They could actually reduce their specific steam consumption by about 17% over the last 2 years. And then we are delighted to have them here, and then request them to accept the awards, from your company's behalf. Thank you. Thanks. So finally, our friends from Kayo are here. They could sail through the traffic and finally made it here. Yes, okay. so this is an award which I think we decided at the last minute. It was not there in our mind, but looking at the nomination which they filled up, and then the small things which they did in the plant. For example, they just corrected their condensate recovery system and then started using the condensate back. Some of the astonishing results which they could produce. What I mean by that is that the investment to benefit ratio was 1:8 in the end, but simply only correcting their condensate recovery system in the plant. I think they also have been recognized locally by industry bodies for many things which they have done. And then this is our pleasure to have them here and then accept the award for what we call it as a small step, big impact award to Tayo Group. Yeah. So we also have one of our nominees who actually participated in this contest. And then we want to recognize them, team from Sunfresh Dairy who are here. Can you please come up and then accept? Thank you, everyone. Congratulations to the winners once again. Before we move on to the next section, may I ask Naushad to say a few words?
So good morning, everyone, on India time, and afternoon to all our friends in Southeast Asia. First of all, thank you for being here. Thank you for your participation in this award. And congratulations to all the both participants in the award process and the winners of the award process. It's always great to meet old friends and to make connections with new ones. I'll make just a few comments and a comment around how we've seen our business change over the years and the direction that we seem to be going in. And then one thing that hasn't changed, and I hope will not change in how we approach things. What's changed over the years is that, we started off, if you go back 77 years, we started off with products that would improve steam system efficiency and over time process efficiency. And those products were always combined right from day one with a sales approach where there was, many companies have sales engineers, but we really stress the engineer part of the sales engineer, that the person has to work with the plant to actually bring about improvements that are real in the plant. And that really has been a principle that we followed from day one, and I hope that's one of those principles that I hope will never ever go away, that will always be the way in which we would go to market, because that's how you bring about real savings. So we started with products. In the 90s, we added services, sort of detailed engineering of plants and energy audits to what we did, and also training in steam systems. And then in the last 2 or 3 years, we've added connectivity, but connectivity not just as, and as I think Mr. Katiyar made this point very well in his address, not just with the objective of connectivity or a digital solution, but with the objective of actually improving the benefits that one can achieve. And how do you achieve those benefits? You achieve those benefits because you get real-time information, and that real-time information allows you to bring about substantial savings. So just take the, Vaibhav, when he spoke earlier, talked about condensate recovery, and I think many of the slides had condensate recovery feature as one of the areas of improvement. If you take condensate recovery, in history, for us as a company, we first supplied condensate pumps. And then we would find very often that the condensate pumps, when installed, would provide a very substantial saving. But over time, things would change in the steam system. Equipment would change in terms of the hookups. Something would happen to the condensate recovery line. And you'd find that over time, say, an installation which had maybe 7 or 8 condensate pumps, you'd have 2 or 3 that wouldn't be actually in use for whatever reason. An issue with the pump, but more often an issue with the actual installation and the way in which it was connected back to the boiler house. So we started adding services, and those services then ensured that the steam system was designed right, the condensate recovery system was designed right, the way in which the maintenance practices were in place were established in the right way, and so on. But we also found later on, when we started connecting for condensate recovery, that the average system, the average condensate recovery varied significantly from day to day. Now, why should it vary so substantially from day to day? And that prompted some very valuable questions, and those questions then led to very substantial savings. And the savings that we've seen have been roughly like 20 to 30% of the actual condensate recovery increasing, simply as a result of day-to-day real-time monitoring without actually any change in the installation itself. So a very substantial saving, not just from the initial products that are put in, or the services that are done one time, but from then the real-time monitoring and the real-time understanding of what's happening in the plant on a day-to-day basis. That's sort of how our business has changed. I mentioned that one thing that I hope we never change is how we go to market. There's a second thing that I hope we never change in terms of what we do as a company and what all of you together with us achieve on a day-to-day basis. One of the things that you would all have noticed is that in the last 5 years or so, energy savings, environmental impact has become completely the fashion of the times. This is good and bad. It provides a lot of focus, but it also provides a lot of opportunity where people claim to be doing things for the environment because it's necessary to do and put in the annual report and so on. But what one is actually doing, which delivers real savings, are usually very specific, on-the-ground changes that bring about the kinds of benefits we've seen. And I think keeping on coming back to those real benefits and real changes we are making day by day in the plant, as opposed to just a calculation and a claim about carbon footprints and savings, I think is what we should never lose sight of. It's something that we should always hang on to. We should hang on to it as Forbes Marshall. And we hope that all of your organizations that have done such good work, as was shown in the awards, will also continue to hang on to those very real things that are being done day on day, because that's at the end what matters. That's what will sustain savings in the long run. That's what will sustain and actually deliver a reduced carbon footprint for the world in the long run, because that's the real thing we should all be about. So once again, congratulations to all the winners. Again, great to see old friends, and have a very useful day here with us in Pune, and we hope that our other international friends who've also participated in the award will also be able to visit us at some time in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Naushad. May I request Mehul to please give us a felicitation address.
The customers are key to the entire game, and we are very happy to have you all here. We are also very proud of all our engineers, which Naushad rightly mentioned, visit you day in and day out. We are proud to have 400 of us in India internationally, and we typically cover 1,000 customers each day and keep adding value on a day-to-day basis every day. And that's really what is so different and what is so real, which actually then accounts for the quantum saving when we look back and see that from where to where we've moved. So we would like to recognize our own FM engineers who over the years done pioneer work with you all. And year on year, there are few who stand out and who do exceptional work. But without exception, expect each one of them to add value to you. So the names I'm picking out are no means the only ones who are doing a great job. Bulk of them are doing day in and day out, as you all experience. But these guys truly stand out. So the first I'd like to call upon is Maulik Seth. Maulik is our Ahmedabad engineer, and he's been groomed and been part of Jayesh Shah's team, who you all know from many years, and that legacy continues. Maulik is taking forward the whole actual user approach very, very strongly. Again, one of the pioneer engineers who again is doing foundational work in digital to provide benefit, which comes to the core of whatever we do. And we want to recognize him very specifically for adding huge value to Grasim Veravel plant. So right from the walk-in survey to the whole audit that he has been part to, there is a huge quantum of saving that's already accrued, and we know much more can be done in the same plant. At this point in time, we are looking at quantum of somewhere around 30 tons of steam saved, which is very phenomenal. So congratulations, Maulik. And is he online or? Yeah. So Maulik, you're online. So many congratulations.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
Maulik, looks like we all are saying, looks like you're going to the Grasim plant in the car.
No, actually I'm traveling, so
Many congratulations, Maulik. Moving on, we want to recognize our stalwart in South, Ranjit. Many congratulations, Ranjit. Exceptional job, and thank you for being here. So again, many of us travel, be with you, and thanks, Ranjit, for coming here. Again, exceptional work with SRG. We know that's really a story which we all are very proud of. Again, a chance meeting with an owner, which led to a very detailed conversation, and finally designing the plant, getting into the whole digital engagement is something which is huge. For such a small plant, 6 ton of steam and 8 ton of fuel saving is really phenomenal. So many congratulations. Why don't you come up, Ranjit? Congratulations. Next, we want to recognize Mustafa. Again, another great example. With his day in and day out engagement with the customers, partnerships that he has built over the years, and I think, again, a very similar example, but in many new plants, he's helped design the plant, which to start with is 25% more steam and energy efficient, which is really very quantum achievement if you look at even new plant at the stage of setting up. So many congratulations, and Mustafa, keep doing excellent work which you do. And he's played such a stellar role in many such partnership, Renetus being one. We want to also recognize now a team of Tushar and Ananda Shiva. Both have done exceptional job in Bangalore. This duo add value to one of our esteemed customers who are here, Biocon. They again have done phenomenal work on improvement in CRF as well as uptime in trap. Again, very small incremental additions and incremental value that the DO brings in. And beyond Biocon, many more customers on a day in and day out basis. So congratulations, Tushar. Congratulations, Ananda Shiva. We move on. We want to also recognize Parag of Chennai. And again, one of the esteemed customers, Tata Chemical, is here. Parag works very closely with you all. We talked about CRF, and with, again, small steps, improvement in CRF from 30% to 70%. That's really phenomenal. And congratulations, Parag, for not only adding value to Tata Chemicals, but generally to your entire grid. We move on to the next one, Ganesh. Again, who's directly adding value to Tayo. 10% fuel saving and total savings around 65 lakhs per annum through simple yet impactful measures of recovering the condensate right way, looking at the uptime. Again, very basic, but day in and day out, adding specific value to the whole installations. Congrats, Ganesh. We want to also recognize our Indonesian engineer, Himawan. Himawan is really a man of detailing. So he enters into each and every plant, and first thing he'd like to do is spend time with the customer understanding pain points, which is so critical that, okay, other than what we bring on the table, we would like to know what are your pain points and what's worrying you. That is what Himavan does so well. And the ISA paper, we heard the customer. He's helped the customer save 40% in steam reduction. I think one of the best quantum saving, if you will, during the course of the last year. So many congratulations, Himavan. Uh, we want to congratulate Vivek John. Vivek has done some pioneer work in Malaysia, and Vivek obviously for a long time was working with domestic customers. So many of you might know him. And Vivek actually loves liquid in true sense. So he keeps going to a Coca-Cola plant for a change, and I'm talking liquid in a good sense. There again, he's helped deliver fuel savings up till 35%. Phenomenal saving during course of the year. Last, we want to recognize Dilsan. Again, through identifying the opportunity of uptime and condensate recovery, he's helped improve the specific steam consumption by 17% over a 2-year period. Phenomenal, Dilsan. Congratulations once again. So many congratulations to all the winners from domestic, and to the customers. Many thanks for year-long partnership, and we want you to expect more so now with digital. We are ready to add value to you on a real-time basis. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mehul. And thank you so much for those words of encouragement. I'm sure all our engineers who are online they must be feeling really nice. May I request everybody to give a huge round of applause for all our Forbes Marshall engineers. Thank you. I would now take some time to request our awardees to come up to the podium and share with us briefly a few lines or a few, of their experiences. May I call upon Mr. Rasika to start with, please?
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Today, it's a great day for me as well as for the global rubber industries, because we were awarded for what we achieved and what we have achieved, and we were awarded for the steam conservations. Actually, first of all, I must thank Forbes Marshall India to organize this kind of event to encourage us to more get the energy savings projects. Basically, we think about the saving energy that will save cost, but we were thinking not only the cost, actually the saving energy that will help to preserve the natural resources for the future generations. That's the sustainability that we should more focus on that one. For this, the achievement, the Forbes Marshall, our Sri Lankan agent, that's Mr. Loshan, as well as the Mr. Dilan Shanaka, as well as Mr. Danushka, that they were always touching with us and give their recommendations and the drawings, and because of their commitment, we could achieve steam savings there on our plant, as well as our engineering team. That's I must thank our engineering team that they were achieved the savings through the modifications and the lines, as well as we use most of used items, and as the consultation by the local, our Forbes Marshall consultants. our global, be a global rubber industries, our managing director, Mr. Prabhas Subhasingha, he was very keen on the energy and the conservation. That's we were that because of this his courage and that would help to achieve this savings. And also we have lined up few more projects to improve. We know that we can improve more, and we have lined up with, and we are now working with those projects with the local, our Sri Lankan Forbes Marshals team. That's why I am thanking once again Mr. Mr. Forbes to arranging this kind of events and encouraging the energy savings as well as the cost reduction. Thank you very much.
Thank you. May I request Mr. Kailash Soni to, from Grasim Industries to please come up.
Good morning, all the technical professionals. I am pleased to be here to participate in this event, ENCON 2023. For that, I would like to thanks to the management of Forbes Marshal, Mr. Nosad, and all the team to invite us to present over here and take participate as a part of along you with the nation building. Why I'm saying? Because we are here for a purpose to showcase that we all together have achieved something. And as there is saying that a unit saved for an energy is the energy produced. So with that thought, we were working continuously in our facility to identify the steam saving opportunities so that can be utilized for future expansions and can have the overall impact on the carbon footprint. So I would like to introduce my company a little bit than myself. I am coming from Grasim Industries Limited, VFI business, Verawal. It is situated 7 kilometers near to the Somnath, which is first Jyotirlinga. I am a chemical engineer and working over there for last 11 years. And our industry is very old industry. It is, you can say it is textile industry. We are manufacturing of the viscose filament yarn, which end use is in the garments, mainly in like sarees and ladies garments. Some coarser deniers product goes into our curtains manufacturing, etc. So we started our plant in 1956 with 4-ton capacity, and now we are having 3 technologies gradually increase productions as per the market demand, and we are having total 3 technologies, that is PSY, CSY, and SSY. Altogether, we are having 63 tons per day of capacity of VFI. In year 2018, our new facility, which was earlier in the BK Birla group, that is Centurion. Both these two combined and emerged with a separate business under Grasim umbrella that is called VFI business. So I am representing here VFI Verawal, and we are having another unit at Kalyan. So how we took this project, we identified opportunity with the help of Forbes Marshal, how we can improve energy consumption, particularly in process. And in year 2018, we concluded with the potential savings, with the improvement in insulations, steam traps, and minor improvement in the system. We proposed, and we were awaiting for approvals. And you know, there are some external factors also which impact overall industry. So the impact of COVID, everyone knows. Also the impact of Russia-Ukraine war, already know. That came into picture, and we slightly deferred in commissioning these steam saving opportunities. And I'm happy to say that in FY 20 2, we got sanctioned, and straight away we are in charge to complete this. So I take opportunity here to thank my management of Graphene Industries who trust on us and help us in improving the efficiencies. So after implementing schemes, we did very small things, means very low-hanging fruits we can say, to get good insulation in the hot streams and modify stream test systems which are malfunctioning or where is no trap at all, which can save huge energy. Also with that, we internally having some of the schemes, but we are process engineers, so we are not so technically competent to validate whether we will get that advantage or not. So meanwhile, with the help of your auditor, we discussed that point and consulted with them, please help us to validate whether our idea is valid or not. So I will mention here one example that to utilize 8 kg steam, which is generated as our byproduct in sulfuric acid plant, it was being non-utilized and vented. So the idea was to utilize the steam by injecting in 1 kg steam, which is our major consumption, through a technology by PRS system. So we proposed PRS system and consulted Ford Marshall that please validate is this workable or not. And I am thank you for that technical team. They supported us in validating that, and that is giving us 15 tons of saving per day. So in total, 31 ton of steam saving for last 2 years we could achieve with the small things, with small changes, which were guided by Force Marshal team. Here, I would like to thank especially to Mr. Maulik Seth, Mr. Ranjan, and your auditor, Ajinkya. Ajinkya obviously is, we can say, our professional friend now. Whenever we are stuck somewhere, we call him and ask that please help us, and he gives us the right solution. And I'm thank you to the entire auditor team, Force Marshal, and this is just journey. In future, we will come with some more energy savings to build the nation. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Soni. Can I request someone from Tata Chemicals to please come up and say a few words?
So good morning to everyone. So I'm Karthikeyan from Tata Chemicals. So basically, so our background is like Tata Chemicals basically will be a chemical based company. So for ours is, so Tata Chemicals into the nutrition divisions. So we are manufacturing for fructo-oligosaccharides. It will be a sugar free, it will good for guts. So basically this is from the FMGC. So we worked with the Forbes Marshall, like, so we purchased the Forbes Marshall boiler for 16 tons boiler. So already we are using for some different processes. So almost overall the proposals we worked with the Forbes Marshall. So major things is boiler. So we worked with the 2 projects in Forbes Marshall majorly. One is for our process applications, like we have spray dryer. So spray dryer and all we want a 17 bar. So we purchased the boiler for 17 bar. So some of the evaporator operations we want 1 bar. So normally we are using a pressure reducing valve by pressure reducing valve controlled by the pressure, like 17 bar to 1 bar will lose the energy, we convert to use the evaporators. So then we approach the Forbes Marshall, we evaluate the energy utilizations, like we install one PRG, pressure reducing turbine. So from 17 bar to 1 bar we convert to that we generating the powers. So we energy we utilized and generating of powers. So that one project we worked with Forbes Marshall. And one more thing is condensate recovery. So condensate recovery during the project time, like completely it was proposed, but like majorly not initiated. Like major boiler they've done, they started the process. So our plant is like 2 years only old. So then we started the phase 1, phase 2 part. So majorly step 1 we done like what are the flash jet pumps, traps, these are all step by step we involve. So initially we have only 30% of recovery only there initially. So almost maximum we can able to recover 80%. We worked with the phase 1, phase 2. So almost per day we are now recovered the water 50 m³ per day. First phase we done 25, second phase done 25. So major is water. So we reduce that like for the sustainability approach, like major makeup water consumption reduced and energy also utilized, fuel reduction. So these and all we achieved. So for the Forbes Marshal, like we already got 3 awards for these 2 projects. Already, what are the energy savings awards like? We applied IGBC awards for the energy and sustainability awards. So these all we got already 2 awards. This so thank you for Forbes Marshal. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Karthikeyan. May I request Mr. Sheetal Kumar, please, to come up from Biocon to say a few words.
Good morning, everyone. Dr. Naushad, pleasure to meet you after a very long time. Mukund sir and all people of Forbes Marshal, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to talk to Forbes Marshal people. Some of the award winners have told now, some of the people have become friends for life who are working in Forbes Marshal. Some of the people are there in Forbes Marshal. Some of the people have left today. They're not in Forbes Marshal. But today our journey, it is not only restricting to the professional engagement. Whenever there is an issue, we call them, we take technical suggestions. There are a couple of things which I want to tell today about, I represent a company called as Biocon. There are 4 or 5 things which you would like to highlight today. First thing is on renewable energy. We started our renewable energy journey from 2016. Today our Bangalore facilities, being in pharma, it's very heavy utility usage, basically power and steam. The 2 facilities of Bangalore, we consume roughly about 180 million units of power. So Bangalore facilities, we are running at 90% renewable energy, thanks to policies of Karnataka government, wherein we have a very good banking facility for solar and wind. Otherwise, it is very difficult to have such percentages. We could bring down 90% carbon emission in power generation. Second is on steam. Steam is a story on its own. We started with furnace oil. Miles Officer is here, he's laughing, so he knows all our problems, what we are facing. Once again, thanks to Forbes Marshal for recommending us to go with sake burner. Otherwise, the problems with furnace oil was really, really tough. 2018, we switched over from furnace oil, thankfully, to natural gas. That was the first step in decarbonization journey. 2023 is second milestone in steam generation, where we've switched almost 60% from natural gas to biomass. This is about steam. Third one is energy optimization. Whatever we try to do, decarbonize the sources, energy optimization is very, very important. A lot of people have mentioned here, there are a lot of case studies. I will not get into detail. Here, the measure what Biocon has taken is, there were a lot of technology which we have adopted, wherein we could improve our specific energy consumption by 5 to 8% in utilities. I'm not touching process because it is little difficult. Fourth one is on the usage of recycled water. People who are aware of pharma, they will understand what I'm telling. It is very, very stringent qualities of steam which we have to manage because it is directly getting into the product. Recycled water, if somebody is using in pharma, it is like untouchability. It is very, very difficult. We had to go through several rounds of discussion with regulators. Today, we are using roughly about 600 KLD of water, recycled water in our boilers for steam generation. That is one success story which I would like to highlight here. Last but not the least is on digitalization. We were little late adopters to digitalization. I'll just give one simple success story in digitalization. We did not do anything. Everything was there. We just took all the parameters online and we ensured that there's a command center created 24/7 is manned. Normally, what is the procedure? Any boiler, small boilers, big boilers, people will go once in 2 hours, they'll go take reading and come. We don't know what happens in next 2 hours. Just by online monitoring, we were able to increase the steam economy by 1 to 1.5%. that's a small number, but when you compare with our requirement, because we generate 35 tons per hour, so 1% is pretty huge. So like this, there are a lot of other things which we are able to do it. Once again, thanks to Force Marshal team, we work, as Mukund sir told, there are a lot of collaborations which happens across our sites with Biocon. I'll take this opportunity to thank our senior management. See, what I believe is whatever operation team drives, if the focus is not there from senior management, it is very, very difficult. We will not be able to do lot many things what we think is possible. So there is a structured approach what Biocon follows. The chairman of ESG steering committee is our CEO and MD. There are a lot of ESG goals which we have drawn. He addresses, approves, reviews ESG goals once in 45 days. There is an executive leadership team who manages and guides the operation team. And we have a lot of young engineers who implements it. So all three are important. One is guidance, which is very, very important. If you don't execute it properly, it is you cannot get the result what we are expecting. This year, it is very good for us because last year we won a category in energy conservation, thanks to Force Marshal team. This is even better. We are getting it for an environmental impact. Most of us are working on ESG, as doctor has told. We should be extremely careful. Everything what people say, we will not get. We have a lot of experience. People come and just claim 10% I'll say, 15% I'll say, but it is not. I have only one request to Force Marshal team. There were a lot of things done today. Sir was mentioning about various aspects people have done it. If possible, without naming a company, if case study sort of a thing, if it is done, it will help all of us. We are happy to give whatever we could do it in last couple of years. Instead of reinventing the wheel, this will be ready reckoner. We spend so much of time on doing POC. With our experience, at least we spend 3 months to 6 months just doing POC. If somebody is already done, why we should waste so much time and energy? It will be really helpful. We will come forward and whatever way it is required, we will definitely support. Once again, thanks Dr. Naushad and complete Force Marshal team. Thank you very much.
I would like to now call upon Mr. Podiyalagan of SRG to please come up and say a few words.
Good morning, everybody. I am Podiyalagan from SRG Apparels Limited, Coimbatore. I have relationship with the Force Marshal last 20 years. Regarding SRG, last 3 years before also, they don't know how we save the energy, how the correct it, and now, then I joined SRG 3 years before only. I explained to our management, so we are losing a lot of energy, lot of steam, everything, and first of all, thanks to my management, because of they believe me and they invested huge money. That time, our production capacity is same, that means 17 tons. But our coal consumption, 37 tons per day. That time, the ratio 1:4 to 1:4.4. The feedwater temperature, 60 to 65 degree temperature. After auditing the Force Marshal team and complete the project, the ratio 1:5.6 to 1:5.2 to 1:5.6. The coal savings more than 18 to 20%. And the feedwater temperature, it will come around 80 to 90 degrees Celsius. Now, we are saving the CO2 45 tons per day because of Force Marshal team advised a lot of streamline modification, size modification, insulation, condensate pump installed, and department-wise steam flow meter installed, everything. Now, we are saving around per month more than 20 lakhs to 25 lakhs. So thanks to Force Muscle team to invited and selected to SRG Apparatus Limited. Thank you.
Could I have on stage Mr. Arun Sherki of TAIO to please come and say a few words?
Good morning to every one of you. So I am from TAIO Kakago India Private Limited. It is situated in Aurangabad. So I am looking after the utility, that is engineering department. So I am connected with this Forbes Marshall since last 20 years. But I am also a student of the steam engineering course in 2002 batch. So from then, I have done a lot of projects. I'm not in focus with the Forbes Marshall, but whenever I go with the different companies, I do the different projects and do the improvement in the systems. So what the steam is, it is invisible. We cannot see it, but we can feel it. So what's the concept? So most of the things, there are different logical problems, aspects with the steams, but we cannot see how to improve that and what to do. What is the steps to be taken out to improve the system. So I have done a very difference in the different company, that is the steam pressure drops. So when we drops the pressures, so the volumetric flow rates, volumes increases. So we say that whatever generally what we need the steam, so we do the tapping in the same line, but we do not increase the line. So there will be a different, then in the whole system there is a pressure drops. Like that, what I learned from the Forbes Marshall is how to generate the steam, how to better efficiently use the condensate, use the steam, condensate recovery, monitorings. So in this, I have done a project is, we are using the condensate recovery as a conventional system, that is through the pump. So Mr. Kale came and told me that we have a pump. Earlier it was a condensate PP pump which was very popular. So he has suggested a flash jet pumps. When I see he explained me about the pump, at the same time I told him that I am going to buy this pump. So with that pump, apart from the pump, I also bought a deator head. So with this, by installation of the pumps and deator head, we have completely recovered the condensate, and we are using it the feed water tanks. Because of that, earlier we were increasing the temperature of the feed water tank through a steaming system. So with this, we increase the temperature of feed water from 60 degree to 85 degree. That is a 24% degree rise in the temperature. So, and again, there is a fluctuation in the boiler pressures. So, because of that, there we are getting a consistent pressure through in the boilers, and because of that, we got a saving of near about 100 tons of oil in just 1 year, costing to something 55 to 65 lakhs. So this is the achievement we done with the help of Kale and me in the condensate systems. In our plant, in our plant also, not a single, I have not a single TD trap. I replace with the float trap. Only in the header, that is starting of the near to the steam header, I have this TD trap. Other than that, in the whole process, there is a float traps. Your engineer came and see that. Why you have used this TD trap in the condensate line? No, there is only 2 traps in the header. I have installed a TD trap, but in the whole system there is condenser, so it has reduced the leakage systems. So thanks to the Forbes Marshall teams and everything. So thank you.
Sorry about that. Could I call on Mr. Vasant, please, of Renatus Procon, please?
Good morning to all. Vasant Kumar from Ranacon. We are the manufacturing of AAC blocks. And we have the 3 plants in Tamil Nadu, Arcon, Tirunelveli and Perundurai. And the steam consumption per meter cube R card is a 125. It's a manual. It's not a automation. 300 with the supporting of foam marshal, we reduce the steam consumption 125 to 150 kg per m cube. Then last 2 years before we opened the new factory in Perundurai, now it's the going good production per day 1200 m cube. And we achieve the steam consumption 95 kg per m cube, nearly 20 kg is reduced with the help of foam muscle supporting. And our second, now we have the some deviation like sales up and down, so the taking a main transfer, so we some deviation arrive. So we approach Mr. Santosh Kumar sir. He will give you a hope. Definitely we reduce the steam consumption 90 kg and sustainability. And thanks to Forbes team.
Thank you everyone for sharing your experiences. I would like to call on Mr. Prem Bhagwat, our national head, Forbes Marshal, to say the vote of thanks.
Good morning all. I would like to thank all our customers, actually I would say them partners, who are partnering with us for energy conservation. And within that, all 26 partners who have actually participated in this Encon Award 2023, and all of you who won the awards. So I think all our efforts are there because of you being supporting us day in, day out to all our engineers. So thank you to all the winners, all the participants, and all our customers. I would also like to thank Forbes Marshal, all my colleagues who are sitting over here, Dr. Forbes for giving his time, Vaibhav and Mehul for participating in this award, and more importantly, all our engineers, all my colleagues in the field who are working day in, day out with the customers to achieve the Encon priorities for the customer and supporting them. So it's not only about sales engineer, but all our service engineers, all our uptime MRO engineers. So I think entire field of FM, I would like to thank to them, because it's the efforts of over the years which is resulting into the kind of deliverables what we are going to see today, and because of which we are able to celebrate such a day. So thank you to all my FM colleagues, and special thanks to corporate marketing team and Mukund leading the team. I think the event is organized in a much fantastic way. The trophies also, we like the design, so special thanks for that. And I think we look forward to getting this event better and better and bigger each year. So thanks corporate marketing team. And once again, thanks to all of us who present in this room and who have been attending this online. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prem. We will now visit our Innovation Center, following which we will convene for lunch and then visit our integrated manufacturing facility at Chakan. We're scheduled to leave for Chakan after lunch at 1:45. Before that, I'd request all the awardees and the participants to please gather for a group photograph. The team will lead you all there and then take you all on to the Innovation Center. Yeah? Thank you so much.